As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner, YouGov, offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. Can I just address that quickly? I think it's an excellent counterpoint. I think where that falls apart is talent agencies in the gaming world are now like a dime a dozen. They're the new land centers. Like if you have a pulse, you can go start a talent agency in the esports world. And at some point, there are so many of these that you compete all of the margin away, right? And so the rev share starts at 20% because it's new, and then when there's 1,000 of these talent agencies all repping two guys, right now the split is like 3%. And so the margin gets competed away. And so I just don't buy it in the long term. It's a great point, but I just don't buy it in the long term. Jimmy, sorry, go ahead.
No, I think Lindsay's been more patient than I have.
Ahead,
so
Lindsay.
if you want to go first, Lindsay, and then I'll go.
Yeah, I about 90% agree with you, Paul, but that last 10%, I think, first of all, there's a big market of people who are famous for being famous. And when you can find those stars, those people who truly just can feed on their own fame and their own likeness, then it works out really well. I think that, I mean, you provide a lot of examples of athletes for sure. There's also like a whole wide range of celebrities who have talent at being entertainers. I think it completely depends on the mission of what this agency is trying to do. And if they're trying to build up someone who, like Juju Smith-Schuster, who is translated really well into gaming and has a whole bunch of partnerships. And he jokes that he's a TikTok star who plays football. Same thing with Lando. When we saw the McLaren people, they said he's an esports player who drives an F1 car. Like there's, if you set out with the mission to cultivate that type of talent, then yeah, that's great. But if you're setting out with a mission to get the biggest names, then no, I don't think that this is a good idea.
It's a great point, Lindsay. But my gut check is Lando, because that's someone I know. I follow F1. I'm a big fan of F1, right? I'm a fan of Lando Norris. Lando Norris streams his gaming. The first time I tuned into his stream, I was like, this is cool. It's novel. It's Lando playing games. Like, this is neat, right? Second time, it's like, this is pretty cool. It's Lando playing a different game. This is neat. I have never watched Lando Norris stream past that, because every time I watch now, it's Lando Norris being like pretty average at most games.
Yeah.
And it's just like, once the novelty wears off, even someone I'm a fan of in a sport I follow playing games I like, even that has doesn't hold any interest for me. That's my gut check.
So the problem there is like this direct application of putting Lando in the spot of a traditional streamer, which he's not. Like you said, they're not entertainers and they're not all that talented at games. I did an event where we had we had FaZe Clan, we had Liquid, we had LA Rams and LA Chargers playing Madden. I had a very famous rapper on as well. And the Madden showcase where this Charger and Rams guy played against each other in Madden was the lowest viewed portion of the entire event because no one cared and they weren't all that entertaining. It reminds me of the NBA 2K tournament that they did with the basketball players as well. What I will put in front of you is that's just the first activation, and I don't think that any of those were all that successful. I don't think that these guys are natural entertainers, but I do think that what that enabled was a conversation with other sponsors and with mainstream media, where you're now able to get in front of these bigger sponsors, these bigger distributors that you weren't normally able to get in front of because they didn't care. Because the same way you didn't recognize J.R. Smith or Leonard Fournette, both of which are world champions in their own sport, I wouldn't recognize, or the regular world wouldn't recognize XQC or half of the names that we talk about daily. So what these activations do is they enable that crossover where gaming does become that cultural center of pop culture. It's just really a matter of finding the right activation and how do we put these guys on a team with someone else, like the Ninja thing, where Ninja and Drake and Juju and Travis Scott, right? Drake, Juju, and Travis Scott, three guys that, I don't know, Paul, if those names mean anything to you or not either, but these are huge guys in music. And Juju, of course, we are talking about, and they're playing Fortnite with Ninja. And that was one of the most viral clips of the year and one of the biggest things for Ninja's career, right? So again, just trying to highlight really that what this does is this creates some type of, I agree with you on the talent agencies being a dime a dozen. I agree with Jeff that this isn't all that new. What I'm saying is this is still needed. There are a lot of people that are mediocre entertainers in gaming and mediocre at gaming, but that have huge followings outside of gaming. And just by being a part of something, the optics change and the opportunities change on where they can take that event. It's just what they've done in the past has definitely been boring. So I'll leave it at that.
Any other thoughts on this, guys? The Ninja Drake one to me is like, it worked one time, right?
Yeah.
If Ninja and Drake streamed together every day, I think after 2 months, no one would care. And I don't think anyone would be watching Drake stream. Like, he sucked. He was bad. He was not good at the game.
Yeah.
There's opportunities
like
outside
god
of
awful,
streaming.
not even average.
There's stuff outside of streaming that would be so cool. I would love to see like Drake at like a tournament calling it or something. There's like so many, to Jimmy's points, there's like, you're talking about how they are.
No, you wouldn't,
stream.
Lindsay. You wouldn't.
Yeah,
you wouldn't like that.
I would watch that. I would love that.
No, it's like, what's his face doing another one at Overwatch League, right? They thought, oh, this is so great. They're going to love this. Like it just,
but it's the same as Ninja at the ball drop in New Year's, right? Like you're putting these other guys in our world, and I'm saying you put us in theirs, and it's the same flat effect.
No, but this is, I think, where my opinion's unpopular is. It works one way, but not the other. It is not. I don't know what's the math term for when it only works in one direction, but like, I don't think it goes both ways here. Like I think bringing the sports stars into the
either though. I don't think it's been figured out either, because if that were true, like I do truly think more people would know who Ninja is. Like, not that a vast part of the population doesn't, but I still talk to people who have no idea who that is, like my age and younger.
Me too.
Truly.
The only way any of it works, the only way any of it works is through Fortnite, and I'm going to assert that through Fortnite. Fortnite can make all of this happen and has.
Well, it's because it's the only game that these celebrities can like manage to play.
I also do think you need to be talented at entertaining. Like that's what this like at the end of the day, like I don't know that Drake is necessarily talented at entertaining. I threw that out there. Everyone's crapping on me for it. I get it. That's not the right activation. But if you take someone who's truly entertaining, that can hold a crowd and put them into different situations that aren't just streaming and that are in gaming, I think it could work. That's going to take a special agency with a special mission, and it's going to take the right people. I think that's why I said I 90% agree with you, because that small 5 to 10% chance that you get the right person at the right time and can find some creative activations is absolutely going to blow up. Just a matter of how to do that.
The best example to your point that where it did work is the YBN rap group. If you guys have heard of them, they're on Warner Music. They're signed multi-platinum selling rappers. These guys would just play Grand Theft Auto, and while they're playing, they would just start rapping, freestyling while they're playing. Got signed to a rap deal, have hundreds of millions of views on YouTube on their music now, which again are, albums and sales and that kind of thing. But these are guys that started up gaming and did that crossover really well, I thought.
But that's again moving in the direction that I said works, not the other way around.